Hi, I'm Linda Pazinski. I'm an attorney from Hinsdale, Illinois, a former assistant state's attorney in DuPage County and author of Illinois Criminal Practice and Procedure by West Publishing, along with Roll Call News, a newsletter for attorneys and police officers in the state of Illinois. I'm here today to discuss trends and recent changes in the law involving youth, juvenile law, as well as crimes that affect juveniles. We're going to be covering topics like changes in juvenile procedure, both statutory and that occur in case law. We'll also be discussing sex offenses and sex offenders, drug and alcohols as it pertains to young people, and we're going to be also talking about confessions. We have some really good cases on confessions this year with respect to minors. The next case I'm going to talk about is probably the most important one that I'll be discussing today, and that is People versus Murdoch. It's an Illinois Supreme Court case that deals with juvenile officers, investigating officers, and confessions as to whether they're voluntary or not by a minor. In this particular case, a detective was investigating a first-degree murder. He was also a juvenile officer, and he ended up taking a statement from a 16-year-old. The 16-year-old made an oral statement, a written statement, and then a videotaped statement. And there was some question as to whether a grandparent had been contacted. Eventually, one of his grandparents did show up at the police station, but didn't ask to speak to the young person. The detective testified that the young person that deal with the issue of orders of protection and domestic violence, because a lot of times children are in the mix in these types of situations, and so it's always good information to have. There was an amendment to the law this year that allowed individuals to be prosecuted for violation of an order of protection if a third party commits the act. The statute says that you don't have to prove intent on the part of the third party for the original person to be prosecuted under a theory of accountability. And you see this happen once in a while where a person might tell a story to a friend or a relative, and then the friend is the one that actually follows the individual around or calls the individual, not realizing the history that lies behind this. So this is going to be a very useful tool for police officers when they deal with orders of protection and stalking type cases and things of that equivalent. There was another change to statutes with respect to domestic battery or violations of order of protection, and that involves an out-of-state conviction in another jurisdiction, which would have been considered domestic battery or a violation of an order of protection in this state. This allows the state's attorney to upgrade the charge if the person has a prior, and now it will include these out-of-state type of violations.